Yo, what the frig is going on? Whew. Sorry, I just got done running up and down the steps because I keep forgetting stuff. I came down the steps and I forgot batteries for the light. Then I forgot my watch. I had to go all the way back up the steps to get my watch. That was fun. That was on the 3rd floor. And I gotta have my watch on. And I never used to wear a watch years ago, but once you start wearing it, it's like anything else. You gotta have it on after a while. So, you know, I'm very sweaty, and I'm always sweating. I'm like a walking pot roast. Really? I am. But, as to your surprise, there's another flashlight I want to show you, and there's going to be another winner. And maybe someday the people that complain about the flashlight, maybe someday that person will win a light and it'll shut the fuck up. I'm waiting for that to happen, you know? Anyway, this one, I know they all look the same, but watch, they all work a little bit differently, and they're all a little bit unique in a certain way. And someone will win this beautiful tactical flashlight. This is the TN12ED, and it's from Through Night. And there's their awesome packaging, like you always see it, very protective. One thing about their packaging, you never got to worry about getting a broken light, you know, from the UPS man or FedEx or the mailman, because this box is very hard and there's a lot of cushion inside. That's one thing that's cool about it, unless the light's defective. This TN12ED is a very tactical looking light. It's black all the way around, no silver crown on there, which I like, no silver clip on there, which I love. It's just black all the way around. It's beautiful. Has a flat dull silver button on there. It's not too bad. It looks okay, you know. They're just trying to make things a little bit different for you. But this little light takes two 123 batteries, and it gets all the way up to 1,000 lumens. Okay. I wish I can compare it to something else, but I don't have those lights with me, so I'm just going to give you a quick little review before we get to the primary review of this video. Same thing, rubber switch in the back. Wow, that's probably the brightest setting. So you got low, medium, high, and then 1050 lumens, also strobe. And what else I like about this light is you can turn it off two ways. You can turn it on and turn it off two ways. You can turn it off from the back switch, okay? Or you can turn it off by twisting the head slightly. That is really friggin' sweet. So that's pretty different. And I will put all the links under the video if you guys want to purchase this light. You know their prices. They're extremely reasonable for a very good light with a lot of features. Let's put it that way. Okay? And the winner of the new TN12ED is my friend Paul Hasman. It's been a long time coming. Sorry, Paul, it just took me a while to figure out who I didn't get to and who I did get to, because my brain, it doesn't function the way it used to. I used to be pretty sharp about 2 years ago. I don't know, maybe it's the food I'm eating, too much fat. So Paul, I will mail this today, and this will come out in the mail to you. It'll be in this box with the instructions. You get a nice case, you get a lanyard, extra O-rings, extra rubber switch, everything with this light. So we will get this out in the mail. Congratulations, Hasman, and thanks guys for checking out the light. Once in a while, especially when you work in a gun shop, you'll come across a deal of a lifetime, because somebody, you know, just needs money, and that hasn't really happened to me yet. I've been there over 3 years, and a good dude came in, and he just needs money right now, and he brought this in. And I've always admired this Sig Sauer SWAT pistol, as they call it, because of its uniqueness, and it pretty much stands alone. It looks like an AR, it has a lower like an AR, but it's really nothing like an AR. So I asked him what he wanted for it, and he told me, And it was such a good deal. I'm like, dude, I'm like, I really don't have the money to get this, but I'm going to make this happen. And we met up and we did it. We got one of these in maybe a year ago, and I used to stare at it at least 3 times a week, and play with it, look at it, and just admired the unique design compared to a regular AR. The Sig 556, this particular one, is pretty much definitely an AK-47 and an AR-15 slapped together. I think it's more of an AK-47 than it is an AR. The AR-ish part about it is how it takes down with the pins. Well, this has a screw, this is a pistol, but it has a pin and it takes down like an AR. I'm going to show you in a second. It's very AR-ish. The lower is very AR-ish. The upper is unique because the lower is an aluminum machined lower, and then the upper is a stamped upper. Pretty neat. Usually most guns are all stamped up and down, or all milled up and down, or plastic on the bottom and aluminum on the top. I've never seen nothing like this. Well, I have seen them. I just had never had nothing like this. And it's neat that the upper is stamped and the lower is milled aluminum, however they do it, machined aluminum. This is called the 556. It's really just called the Sig 556. You could call it the Sig 556 SWAT. You could call it that too. I just put this little hand stop here. It's just for now till I don't know what I'm putting on there. I mean, everything I have has an AFG on it, so I want to try to find something different for this pistol. I ordered the buffer tube and the Sig brace, the SBX brace, which that's a given, because I am not shooting this, like this, I need some stabilization, right? So that's what the back is. The plate's off. It has threads to accept the buffer tube and the Sig brace, and it's going to be a really sweet little pistol, as I say. Ambidextrous safeties, both sides. I like where there's a bolt release here. I like what's really unique about this is I'm a trigger buff. A trigger is really important to me. Some guys don't give a shit what a trigger is. I do. That's why I say it's nothing like an AR-15. The trigger on this, it's really hard to explain. There's no other gun that has a trigger like this, I don't think. Just the way it feels. It's like a light trigger that's extremely safe. The reason why I say that is, as you're pulling the trigger, there's a little bit of travel. It travels and travels and travels for a little bit, but the whole travel is light and smooth, which at the same time it's not a hard, stiff trigger, which will make you move the muzzle when the trigger breaks. So to me, what Sig did is they said, well, let's make a lighter trigger, give it a little more travel, and then lighten up the actual break. So that's what they did. The trigger travels, and then when it breaks, there's not a real hard jerk in the weapon when you feel the trigger break. It's just like it feels like a little pin snapping. It doesn't make you move. It's really genius. The reset is fine for me. Very, I don't know. I've seen guys doing videos on this. I think some of them are high. They said it has a long reset. I don't think it has a long reset whatsoever. I mean, compared to maybe a Geisley trigger, it'll have a long reset, but to a regular stock trigger, this has a really nice reset and super smooth. Bottom line is, when you get this, you don't have to mess with the trigger. You don't have to polish it. You don't have to replace it. You don't have to put a real expensive trigger in. The trigger already is in and of itself a unique operating trigger. So leave it alone. Okay? Now, right now, I have the back plate off of this thing. So that means the pin and the spring is not in there, which put pressure on the takedown pin. So I gotta be careful there. So it falls out until the friggin' parts, if they ever get here. Don't you hate waiting for gun parts? That is the worst. I hate it. Especially from USPS. Another thing I wanted to bring up that's very unique about this gun is it has a rail system on the top. The rail system goes across the whole top, and what's cool about this part is the whole rail system is removable. Usually you don't see that. Usually it's part of the frame. There's 3 screws, 1, 2, 3. You can remove the rail system. How about that? Has a very AK-like charging handle, as you can see. And I'm not super familiar with it, but it has a gas piston. It's a gas piston system just like an AK. It has a gas regulator up here on the top. You can, if your rifle needs more gas, you can turn it that way. If it gets jammed up or something, needs more gas, I don't know. But you always want to keep it at the 12 o'clock position where it's stamped up. Make sure that's up. So I was going to show you how it comes apart and show you the insides. What I mean by when I say it's very AK-ish. It's more than AK-ish. It's very AK-ish. Okay. I need something. Oh, I got these. So I'll push this out. This is actually going to just fall out because, like I said, the detent pin's out of there. So with this one, all you have to do is just open this up. And what you do is there's a little lever here. And when you push down that lever, you just pull out the charging handle. It just comes right out. And then the whole bolt assembly just slides out the back. Now when you're sliding things out the back, make sure you look and see how it goes in there so you're not fighting it to put it back in. I always do that. And just like an AR, when you put the bolt back in, you pull it all the way forward and start it in. I just got done cleaning it, and I used, right now, my favorite lubricant is this Extreme Duty gun oil from Lucas. This stuff is definitely the best gun oil I've used yet. This is like my new favorite thing. This stuff, you have to use it to experience it. I'm telling you, it's not even a little bit different. It's a whole other ball game. This oil right here. For me to take the time and sit down and put my credit card number in to order oil from Brownells, which ain't the fastest shipping in the world, we all know that, and sit there and wait for oil to come, you know it's pretty special. And it is pretty special. After I did buy it and did a video on it, I teamed up with the inventor of this, the guy at Lucas Oil, and he sent me a nice care package, and I want to thank him very much for doing that. This is very exciting stuff. So I got my syringe bottle, filled it up with it, and give this a try, guys. I'm telling you, you'll see a big difference. It's an Extreme Duty gun oil from Lucas. Make sure it says gun oil because Lucas makes a lot of oil. It's all different. Okay, so here we go. Here's the bolt, and just like an AK, it's got the same kind of operating system as an AK. What I will say is the difference between this and an AK is this is extremely way more refined than an AK. AK's made really rough. I'm talking about the machining, the smoothness. All the parts are beautifully machined together. The groove it slides in, there's no machine marks at all. So this thing really operates smooth when you're firing it. That's for sure. Smooth sailing, this bad boy. So there it is. That's pretty much an AK-47 bolt assembly plus, as I do. Very nice. So that just goes like that. See if I can remember how to do this. I only took it apart once, so I don't like stumbling on videos, but I might this time. Okay, here's the front. Now here's the front. This is what I think is so cool. What you do is to take apart the front is let me see. I'll put this back in here. Just keep that from flopping around. Is the piston? Sorry, you can't even see what I'm doing. The recoil spring and the piston is one unit. Let's see if I can do this right. So how I do it is push this pivot down, and there's a little scoop out of this knob, and you want to face that down to the barrel. So push that pivot down, turn this about right there, and then you pull the piston out. Check this out. I know this gun's been around a while, it's nothing new, but a lot of guys don't know about it. And then there's the cap to the piston. And then here is the piston. As you can see, my gun is squeaky clean. That's the way I like to keep it. And on the piston, check that out, is the recoil spring. It's all captured in one unit. What? How cool is that? Now, if you really want to get it clean, if you feel like it, your piston tube should come right out. That's pretty much bare bones right there, and this all comes off too, but I didn't check it out yet. Remember, the piston tube that the piston rides in, it has these little vent holes in it, and when you shoot your gun a lot, these will eventually get filled up with carbon, and then the gas can't escape anymore. So it's really important to clean this. You know what? It wasn't nothing to take that out, was it? So I cleaned this, pushed a brush down there. I mean, you really can clean. They made the guns so you can clean everything thoroughly. That's really impressive. And that's pretty much it. And to put it back, might not be able to do this. Let's push this back in. Make sure the little scallop is facing downward on the barrel, like that. Okay, and then, see if I remember how to do this, like that. And then you put your piston and recoil in. Now when you put this in, there's a vent hole and there's a notch here. They have to face down. That's very, 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 very important. So make sure they're facing down. Okay, put that in. And then we're going to put this in. And it goes in a weird kind of way. And then turn this till the pin pops up. Like that. And then you want to turn. Okay, so here's what I did wrong. This has to end up, I want to show you this because I'm still learning. Where it says up has to be at 12 o'clock. So I did something wrong, so we got to take that back out. Okay, here's what I think this is what I did wrong. Before you let that pin lock, make sure this is in the upward position. And then turn it till the pin flips up. And now that'll flip up to the upward position. There's a couple different ways to do it. I'm a newbie with this gun, so you guys that already have it probably know an even faster way to do it. But as long as that's at 12 o'clock vertical and it says up, you're good. And then it should click one way to the left. Let's put the bolt back in. The bolt just slides right in if you line it up right. Okay? So you have, just like an AK, it has the little grooves on the bolt. And you just put the grooves in there. You have a groove that's up here and a groove. The AK, the grooves are parallel from each other, but on this one they're on an angle. So one, let's see here, that like that, and that should just slide right in. Yup, that easy. All right, sorry, I want to do this so you can see what the hell I'm doing because I don't have a cameraman. So it's real easy. When you put the charging handle back in, you're just going to get your middle finger and push down on this. And you're going to see where it says up. So you just want the word up to face this way and just plug it in. Like that. Okay, this is new. New to me. Okay, now what I'll do is a function test to make sure it's running and it's functioning okay. So, another thing, probably the smoothest action you'll ever feel on an AK style operating weapon. It is so straight, it's like glass. One thing I want to bring up, this is just my opinion, it has this rubber seal right here, and as the charging handle comes back, it splits between the rubber seal and then it closes. I guess it tries, I don't know what that's for, keep dirt from getting in there. So, but you got to remember, that's rubber. So what's going to happen to that is someday down the line, it's going to dry rot. So the best thing to do with that is every time you oil your gun, get a drop of oil and moisturize that rubber, and that'll keep that from dry rotting and cracking. So that's just common sense. Some people don't realize that rubber dries out. That's the only thing I worry about. If I were to keep this for a long time or forever, whatever, eventually they might dry rot and crack. So I will purposely oil them every time I clean a gun. It also has a hidden peep sight in the back. It works. I don't like it just for visual purposes. It's great for an emergency. I'll probably put a Magpul flip-up sight on the back. Depending on the height of this, I got to find out if that's going to even line up with the Magpul flip up sight. I have to see. I'll have to try it out. But other than that, I just wanted to show you this beautiful piece of engineering on this Sig Sauer Sig 556 pistol. Okay, ambidextrous safety on, but did I show you that? And there's your slide release there, or your mag hold open also, or your bolt hold open, not mag hold. So if I want to hold the bolt open, I would just pull this back, push it down, and it would hold it open for you. It does lock back on an empty mag, which is a beautiful thing. I mean, you can release the bolt with that also if you want to, but I don't, especially when there's no round in the chamber. I don't like metal banging against each other. I see a lot of people do it. I know they probably don't think it'll hurt it, but if you do it a lot, I don't think it's good for it. So, reason is because when that slams down on a round that's in the chamber, the round itself cushions the impact. When there's nothing in there, you have a bolt banging against the breech face. So when I see these guys slamming actions on an empty chamber, it's just like, it's hard to respect them as a gun person. It really is. It's like, don't they know that? But technically, it probably ain't going to hurt anything, but it's just good gun etiquette, if I said the right word. You know what I mean? So, I think it has like an HK look to it on the top. It has an HK European look because it is stamped top like that. It's just really, really neat. Make sure your gas, see how I'm forgetting it's that way? You want to keep that at 12 o'clock. If you kept it that way, it's not going to hurt the gun, but after a long time it might, because it's letting more gas in, which means it's pounding harder. And you don't need to mess your gun up if you don't need the gas. So I just want to keep it clicked right at 12 o'clock and just leave it there. And that's it. Very, very interesting. I think this is going to be fun. Already shot it. I put a full magazine through it. I didn't shoot it much, but it did lock back when it was empty, and it ejected the rounds far. I mean, really shoots them out of there, extracts them, awesome. And that's it. The only other thing I like to do is, I don't like this bar going straight across. I don't know if that's AR-15 spec. If I could just get the Magpul, extend it, you know, trigger guard, and just slap that on there, that would be great. But other than that, probably leave it alone. I'll probably leave this grip on here just because it just goes with the whole look of the gun. This gun has its own thing going, so I don't want to change the look of it too much, but I would like an extended trigger guard. That grip will stay as long as it lasts. That's fine. I think a hoe grip will fit it, but like I said, all my guns have the hoe grip on them. I just want this to be different. When the brace and the buffer tube come in and I put it on, I'll give you an update and I'll show you what it looks like. You can just imagine how nice it's going to look. Alright guys, video is getting way too long. Congratulations Hazman with the light. Hope you guys like the new piece, Sig 556 pistol, and talk to you guys pretty soon.